The office at 100 Main Street West in Sleepy Eye. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
It would help to have my headset on. 30-8 at the end of the first half. Sleepy Eye St. Mary's out on top of Madelia here so far. Been kind of St. Mary's game so far in this one. They scored on their first 2 out of 3 possessions. They scored on their first possession after a nice drive, a 7-yard pass from Nick Labatt to Brandon Waite. Sanchez ran in the extra point. It was 8-0. That was the way the first quarter ended. That was at the 5:53 mark. They get the ball back, and they drove all the way down once again. And right as we started the second quarter, a 2-yard run by Andrick Sanchez. The extra point was run in by Luke Miller, and it was 60-0 at that point. Once again, then after a couple exchanges of possessions, finally the Knights get the ball. Pretty good return by Sanchez on a punt. They get the ball on the 39-yard line, and they march it in. Nick Labatt went in for what looked like it was going to be a touchdown, and then he fumbled the ball at about the goal line, and then Dalton Meyer was able to beat Johnny on the spot. He recovered the fumble in the end zone, and Sanchez ran it in for the extra point, and it was 24-0 at that point. That was with 2:34 left to go in the second half, or in the first half, and it looked like, well, maybe it was going to end that way, but Madelia had that nice drive and a great play by Anderson, of course, on a pass play down to the 2-yard line, as he should have been sacked a couple times, was able to get loose and find a receiver, and a 3-yard run by the Blackhawks. Anderson ran in the extra point. It was 24-8 after the 3-yard run. Sletta ran it in. And with 31 seconds, right at first play after the kickoff by the Blackhawks, Andrew Sanchez waltzes down the left sideline, or the right sideline, I should say, for 63 yards. The extra point this time was no good by the Knights, and that's the way the half ended, 30-8 at this point. First downs, 9 first downs for the Knights, only 3 for Madelia. That kind of shows you the domination of St. Mary's. St. Mary's only threw the ball once, and that was for a touchdown. That was from Labatt to Waite for that touchdown. Madelia started to throw the ball a little bit at the end. They were 4 of 8 in that first half. As far as the penalties, each team only had 1 penalty. That's pretty good. A 10-yard holding penalty against St. Mary's that thought it might hold up that drive, but it didn't. That was down inside the 15-yard line, but they were able to score anyway. And a 5-yard motion penalty on Madelia, and that was it. No turnovers in this game so far.
And no turnovers.
And no turnovers. So we're at halftime with the score. Sleepy Eye St. Mary's 30 and Madelia 8. We'll be back right after with the second half kickoff. Well, it won't be quite in that. We'll be back after this 2-minute timeout. 30-8 at the end of the first half here in Madelia. And I'll tell you what, nice facility here in the press box. It's nice being kind of separated from everybody else. But on this particular night, it is hot. I tell you what, my back is wet. My shorts are wet. And I'll tell you what, it is a warm evening here.
And I still am truly surprised that the officials have not taken a water break out there for the ball players, because they've been going
13th, right?
Yep.
Against who?
Cedar Mountain, Comfrey.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you. So we were just kind of curious when their homecoming was. That's what we're talking about to the person next to us on the other side of our barrier here. And their homecoming is October 13th. That's a couple weeks away yet. And that would be and that's against Cedar Mountain Comfrey in a couple weeks. So that'll be an interesting matchup potentially between those two teams too when they get. Next week we'll be in Tracy as Springfield and
Tracy.
Yep, Tracy, Milroy, Ballatin. And Springfield do battle next week in Tracy.
That promises to be a pretty even matchup.
I think it's going to be an easy matchup. Springfield's at home tonight. They're homecoming this evening. I thought it was kind of, they play Wabasso, and it'll be a tough homecoming. It was kind of fun because I had a grandson that was picked out of the kindergarten out of a hat to ride in the parade. He had a nice crown on his head. And he was throwing candy. He had a great time as far as that gave us concern. But the unique part about that is his dad or our son did the same thing when he was in kindergarten too, all those 30-some years ago.
I'm seeing a pattern.
Yeah, seeing a pattern. That's right. So it should be an interesting second half, Ron. What do you think?
Well, it depends on which side of the ball you want to be. For the Blackhawks, they have to get something going because they had the one little flash in the pan with the drive late in the second quarter, and actually we're picking up some, couple of nice yardage gains on there too. Maybe a little better clock management might be in order for them as well, but. It's a big lead. That's a big lead, and St. Mary's kind of sort of in the driver's seat right now. And what they have to do, and again, both of these ball clubs are somewhat methodical, and for the Madelia Blackhawks, the clock even this early in the half is going to be their enemy. They need to get some scores and get them done early. St. Mary's, on the other hand. They just have to keep doing what they're doing. Picking up, putting together nice drives, maybe tack on a touchdown or two yet, and salt the game away.
Well, we got to pick a Brown County Dairy Association player at the game at the end of this broadcast, and that player will receive a certificate recognizing they're being named the player of the game. And the Brown County Dairy Association reminds everybody to have your 3 a day, every single day, of delicious dairy products. And here we go, second half, right to left. Sleepy Eye St. Mary's is kicking off in a beautiful kickoff down around the 10-yard line. And a fake reverse across the 20, 25, down close to the 26-yard line. Probably going to be spotted at the 25-yard line. That's where the Blackhawks are going to take over. Anderson will be the quarterback. Sletta will be in the backfield for Madelia. And we know that's the way it's been in a way. We're just guessing now because we can't see any numbers now. It's even worse now when it's dark. So it's we just started second half, 30-8 the score. St. Mary's out on top. You're listening to high school football on Sam 107.3 and KNUJ.net. Doug Robertson, Ron Verdant, Jess Rigger back at the studio. Two receivers to the right, one to the left side. Looks like they might open it up a little bit. Anderson, hands dump up the middle to Sletta, I do believe. He'll get a couple yards on the play. He'll be spotted somewhere around the 28-yard line. Gain of about 6 yards on the play. Second down at about 4.
Straight ahead football that time. Handoff, like you said, to Sletta, and just a sure tackle. And I believe that the tackler on that particular play was Carter Iverson from his linebacker spot. Sletta's a pretty hard punishing runner, and Carter Iverson taking him on below the knees and bringing him to the ground.
4 receivers, 2 left, 2 right. Somebody jumped outside for the Knights on a hard count. And that'll be the second penalty of the game on St. Mary's. First on each half. So they'll take it 5 yards. That'll be enough almost for a first down.
Ball run by Josh Sletta. Tackled by Carter Iverson.
A quarterback keeper is going to have enough for a first down. And I thought he was going to have a first down. All of a sudden, somebody grabbed his jersey and pulled him back. So it's going to be enough for a first down. So first down of the second half.
Tackle on that play was made by Nick Ludwig, number 60, and he caught him from behind and just stopped him dead in his tracks, standing almost straight up. He did pick up enough, but just barely for a first down.
Ball's at their own 35-yard line. Anderson in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the left side, 1 to the right side. And Anderson dropped the football. He picks it up. He's running back to the 25. He's back to the 30. He's trying to get some yardage back, and he's going to be a big loss. I didn't see what happened. He just dropped the football or just was at a bad snap. I didn't quite see that. And it's going to be way big loss on a play somewhere around the 30-yard line. So it's going to bring up a second down.
I think it was a little bit of a miscue. I think he tried handing off to would have been the wingback that was out on the right side, and then there again a little handling miscue, and all of a sudden I was watching the play up front of the line of scrimmage, and I see the ball bouncing about 8 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
About second and about, I would say about 17, somewhere right in there. In motion now, left to right this time. Anderson rolling to the right. He ducks the rush, throws it down. He gets knocked from behind. I think it's going to be an incomplete pass. Nice job by the Knights once again. No time at all. Heiderscheid was the
Max Heiderscheid coming in from that the left side. Not sure if he's playing defensive end or linebacker out there, but getting good pressure. And Anderson eluding the first wave of Heiderscheid pressure on that play, but stepping up into the pocket, so to speak. But Max spun around, played off the block, and chased him down from behind. And when he had the ball up and ready to throw it, as it was coming forward, Max hit the ball out of his hand, knocking it to the ground. Very close to being a fumble.
You bet it was. So it goes incomplete, 30-8 the score. And now we're going to have a timeout. Our timeout for Madelia, brought to you by Century 21 at Keckler, Real Deal Norman, Sleepy on behalf of Jim Heil and Jim Woods, and we'll be back after this 30-second timeout.
Pass incomplete.
First time I've heard the hum for a while. Have you heard that before, Ron?
No. Is it going on now?
I hear it a little bit now.
Oh yeah, now I can.
Well, after the timeout, first timeout of the half, Madelia takes the timeout, talking to his players. They're down and long right now. 30-8 the score. If you just joined us here at Sound 107.3 and KNUJ.net. We'll have college football tomorrow. Golden Gusties are at home. Player of the Week show. We'll get the players of the week for you here shortly. I got them written down somewhere if I can read them out in the dark. And I'll be at MLC tomorrow. As MLC trying to win a couple of games in a row. They play Greenville. Kickoff scheduled for 1 o'clock. We'll be on the air somewhere around 1:45.
I don't know.
In motion now, left to right. Misdirection play. Sleda thinks the ball carrier, and he's going nowhere. Gain of nothing. I do believe it's going to bring fourth down and running situation now for the Blackhawks.
Not really fooling anybody on that play. And of course, Kyle Tower coming in from he's playing. I think he's playing down lineman or else I can't see where. St. Mary's is playing an interesting defense. You know, of course, you and I are still getting used to the 9-man thing, but
right.
On that particular play, they ran a 2-4 defense.
Okay.
And 2 down linemen and 4 linebackers spread across about 6 yards off the ball. Interesting defense.
Punter now, standing at about his 18-yard line. Pretty good snap from center. Heiderscheid with a pretty good rush. Kick is off the side of his foot, so the Knights are going to get their first possession of the second half somewhere around midfield. So the Knights onto the field. First possession, second half, 30-8 the score. Our players of the week this week, offensive player of the week is, see if I can read it in the dark here, Ian Thompson of Nicollet. Defensive player of the week is Colton Taylor of Wabasso. Co-volleyball players of the week, Jody Hansen of Sleepy St. Mary's and Ely Hohenson of St. Peter. We'll have players of the week. Tom will be back. He'll be there this week. Players of the week at the KNUJ studio in New Ulm. And Levat hands it off to Miller, looking for the cross line of scrimmage, cross to the 45. Gain of about 5 on the play. Luke Miller, the ball carrier. Gain of 5, second and 5 now for the Knights. Ball. Here we go, Josh.
Followed by Luke Miller, tackled by Josh Sleda.
At Blackhawk 45-yard line. Just short, right on the 45. 8:33 and counting in the third quarter. 30-8 the score. St. Mary's on a dot. St. Mary's will play West Luther next week. They're out of Plymouth, believe it or not. Levat now waiting, and now somebody's jumping, and now I think we're going to have a penalty on Adelia. Offside, a little bit of a hard count that time. That's going to be close to a first down. We'll see if second penalty of the game against the Blackhawks, and we'll see if that's going to be enough for a first down. It's going to be right on the spot where the first down is. and they're going to rule it. I'm going to see what we're going to do here, and they're going to give it a first down. So it's a 1st and 10 now.
Mario Gomez, number 72, the culprit on that little offsides there.
So 1st and 10, ball's at the 40. Labatt shotgun. Wait for the snap from Center and a hand off to Miller once again. Breaks the tackle across the 30. Down close to the 25. Down inside the 25 and on the 24-yard line. Oh, that quick hitter there. Luke Miller just exploded through that time, Ron. He was in that hole in a heartbeat as he spotted at the 25-yard line. And boy, he was through there in a shot like out of a cannon.
One of the hardest tackles to make is when that running back is coming straight at you. And of course, Luke Miller isn't a huge guy, but he goes about 150 pounds. But he's got a low center of gravity, so it makes him really difficult to bring down.
It's like Josh Long from MLC saw last weekend, 130 yards rushing for MLC. And back in the backfield, that might be Sanchez. That's one of the first times he's been caught. Right up out of the line of scrimmage. We'll call it no gain. 2nd down and 10.
There again, as Andrick